talk about desperate desperados, a new book about the drug war, and as told to by Evan Wright about supposed Medellin Cartel transportation boss John Roberts, plays fast and loose with the facts. The author's happy to borrow my discoveries about Barry Seal's Civil Air Patrol service with Lee Harvey Oswald and David Ferry, without attribution, as well as my discovery of a 1963 picture in Mexico City showing Barry Seal, the biggest drug smuggler in American history, sitting next to George W. Bush's later head of the CIA, Porter Goss. But when it comes to the more sensitive subject of Barry Seal's assassination in 1986, whose truth would blow the lid off the phony drug war, Wright developed either scruples or, more likely, cold feet, repeating the big lie that Barry Seal was murdered by the Medellin Cartel. But that's not what happened. Barry Seal's assassination occurred on a drug war night of the Long Knives, which decimated the top ranks of the Medellin Cartel. Now, a drug cartel doesn't whack its own top lieutenants, but another drug cartel might. Here's the proof.
Metro News has uncovered some new information. As our lead story, Metro News has uncovered some new information in the investigation into the assassination of Barry Seal. Reporter Dana Kay has the story.
Metro News has learned that there were a total of 4 drug-related killings the same day Barry Seal was gunned down here in Baton Rouge. And all of them seem to have been connected to the same drug ring operated out of Colombia. Metro News reported last night that a Colombian named Pablo Carrera was shot and killed in Colombia the same night Barry Seal was gunned down in Baton Rouge by a professional hit squad. Carrera was identified as the number 2 man in the Colombian drug organization headed by Jorge Ochoa. Metro News has now learned that 2 other Ochoa associates were shot to death at the same time. Another Colombian, Pablo Ochoa, was executed in Colombia, and the 4th Ochoa associate to die was a woman identified only as Barbara. She was killed in Miami.
Who killed Seal? Just 10 days before he died, in a typical display of the fearlessness for which he was justly famous, he threatened to expose the gun running and drug smuggling that flourished in Mena, Arkansas. The man he threatened, then Vice President George Bush. All 3 of the guys on trial, Richard Sharpstein, the Miami attorney for one of the Colombians convicted, told us, all told their attorneys that once they reached the U.S., their actions were directed by a military officer, whom they very quickly figured out to be Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. Barry Seal died for a simple reason. He was getting ready to talk. Time, he's a great enemy of the truth. By the time we figure out that they've been lying to us about who controls the drug trade, they'll all be rich beyond measure.